Hello, my friends. Bogdan is here for you as always, and today's topic is online casino budget. How to calculate a budget and cost of opening online casino, what are the upfront payments, what are the setup fees, minimum monthly fees, other hidden things that you want to know. So first of all, I encourage you to check my first large video how to open up online casino that tells about different ways, including whitehead casinos, turnkey casinos, as well as it gives introduction into what is licensing and the general idea on how to build a budget and what you start from. So this one goes into more details about budgeting, and like that it compares whitehead and turnkey solutions. May be interesting to those who actually are on the verge of opening up a casino, who want to make sure he or she is doing the right decision, and want to get to the meat, to the core of it. So I'll be basing my discussion not on the general experience, but also on the files that have been sent to me. These are like current data, current files and prices, quotations sent to me by one of our readers who was asking for advice. So I thank him for sharing the information, which is like up to the date. And obviously I've been like softening over it without giving away some sensitive information. Well, so what we start from and what is the most important things to compare. So once we compare whitehead casinos and turnkey casinos, couple of words, what are they? Whitehead is like in a supermarket, you buy a juice by a brand, or you buy a juice by I don't know, Auchan or other supermarkets that you have. So this is probably kind of the same juice, maybe not just the same, but still, one is branded, pays marketing from his own pocket, and others is whitehead. Maybe the same producer, it might be the case that the same producer will be selling juice by its own trademark, but also supplying this as a whitehead to Auchan or your supermarket chain. This is largely what you have to know about whitehead. And what is turnkey? Turnkey is actually a thing to facilitate your journey. So these are a group of models that you can be using in building your own casino. So it's like you buy, you start an engine, and you drive the casino. So what is the difference in terms of from the standpoint of the casino platform providers? So from the casino platform providers perspective, whitehead casino are obviously more beneficial because you're kind of using their own stuff, you're kind of using their property, intellectual property, their own license, and all the things that they have built for other guys before you. So it's very interesting for them. Also in such regard that it concerns loyalty. So once you are on the whitehead solution, you are licensing some things up from them. You don't own actually nothing except for domain name. So you cannot switch easily. This is good for retention, for for planning of the money flows. The second idea is transparency of your operation to them, because you are using the equity, the brand equities, you are using the software, but also you're using their payment companies. These are like Dama and other companies that have been all over the web because they are like holding companies. What you do is easily readable by the platform providers. So it's transparent and clean to them. So they not be really guessing what you do, and maybe you may cause some harm to them also. And the third thing is that once you are working, you are working for them, despite the fact that you kind of owning your own casino, but you helping them lower their overhead costs because they kind of spend less for the same operations, and you give them more bargaining power in bargaining with, for example, casino game providers, other providers, sportbook providers. So they become, with each client like you, the whitehead solution providers become stronger and stronger, and they can claim a better deal for themselves. So these are three reasons why they would mostly likely to go for Whitehead. And now let's compare the structure of costs of Whitehead Casino against the Turnkey Casino by such deals as the core setup, licensing costs, the setting up of a casino game providers bundle, then some extra conditions, and coming down to the total setup cost, as well as, which is most important, which is also very important, monthly costs, recurring costs. So we have the structure, you have the idea what is Whitehead against turnkey solution, and let's go. So once you start a casino, once you set a budget for a casino, you have to understand that in any case you will be paying upfront the core. Setting up for an online casino platform core will cost you, in this case of Whitehead casinos, some 20,000 euros as compared to 30,000 euros in the case of Whitehead. So these are actually your setup costs for entering the deal. They won't actually do nothing for this money. This is just a ticket, introduction to the game. They would structure their own services in such ways that, well, it's a money upfront for maintaining the operation. They could easily take them as a part of revenue share, but they decide, to go on from. Probably this money goes as a commission payment to salesman, to the representative. I don't know. Maybe as a success fees, but this is the way the market works. You always have a casino platform core setup fee, but the good news is that you can actually, if you want, if you would employ some guys like me or any consultant, you can actually try to bag on the price down. So try to bring the price down, but anyway, you have to understand that there will be a setup cost. Setup cost in the case of Whitehead is 20. Turnkey Casino is, as I said, 30. So pretty much all the stuff is included for free or for as a given, included for free in a Whitehead. So this is a design for casino. This is all the functions, and this goes for free. In the state of turnkey, you have to pay. For example, design might cost you 10,000, but you can make it, by yourself. It will be maybe cheaper. So if you buy a crypto casino payment bundle, so it's kind of model to accept crypto, is extra 5,000. So the first setup, the first step, is 25 in the case of Whitehead against 35 in the case of turnkey. All right, or 45 if you calculate the design. All right, the license. So we are thinking that it's a Curacao license in both cases, and the Curacao license itself costs about 12,050 euros, 12,000, 13,000 euros. This is the price. But if you go for Whitehead, you get all this stuff for 7,500, including the Curacao license. There's also a sales tax that's coming up on the first year of operation, but it is charged a minimum threshold in advance. So for 7,500 in the case of Whitehead, you get the Curacao company, which is actually nothing because you will be using the old good Curacao companies like Dama and Va. You also get a European company because you need a European payment company. Nobody wants to handle with your Curacao company. Someone will preferably a Cyprus company or Malta company, but Malta is out of the question. This maybe a Cyprus company. This will be given you also for nothing. European company, European bank account and merchant account goes for free. Well, In the case of a Tone K Casino, you will be doing all the stuff by yourself. So you have to prepare 13,000 for license, including the cost of license, including the deposit for license, including the money. Also, you get to pay some money for attorney, for representative, for setting up a company in Curacao. So maybe it will cost about 15 to 20,000 euros. Also, you get to set up your European company yourself and open a bank account. So first of all, it will take some time, but maybe you will spend for altogether for Curacao company, for the cost of license, and European company, European bank, maybe it will be about 25,000 euros. So the running total at this stage is, as we say, is about 33,000 euro in a case of Whitehead, and about 60,000 euro in a case of Turnkey. What you get is it's easy go by Whitehead, but it's more kind of complicated if you go by Turnkey. But you still will have a company of your own. You will have your bank accounts of your own. You will have your license of your own. So you will be the owner. All right, coming down to the casino providers. Casino is nothing without game providers. So under your license and under these terms, you will have a casino game providers bundle that's free, absolutely, because it's already done in the Whitehead case. So it's free. But if you go for a turnkey, like you gotta, get them with you. So turnkey is kind of more preferential to you, but less preferential to the providers, because at a sudden nice morning you can leave the provider and you can go by your own. So they try to make more money from you when they can. So the casino games bundle will cost you as a whole, with a discount, they charge discount, a kind of 44,000 euro for the whole. It's a kind of huge portion of your budget. It's a big portion of your money. As we said, you have to pay 60 to the date, and now 44. You can go like picking specific. I have the tables. If you're interested in this data or more discussion, drop me email, send your comment here under the video. Well, so idea is that every casino game provider would charge setup fee if you set up individually, and also a minimum monthly fee. So this is a minimum money you have to pay by month. So it's a kind of bad game on the part of this provider. It will end up it will have to end on a bitter end. This is not good, this is not fair, but in the case of this, basic turnkey casino, Whitehead casino is a rule. So you can go taking the whole bundle for 44, or you can go one by one, minding that you have to pay minimum monthly fee. And so let's consider we take the whole bundle for 44, and what we understand now is that to the date we have this setup core, we have this license, we have the casino provider bundle, and now let's get down to extra conditions. So extra conditions is something that bears on Whitehead casinos. So Whitehead casinos, as we discussed, they are working under the umbrella of the mother company, but you have to be thinking about maintaining a bankroll reserves. So this is a liquidity caution deposit for providers, and also operational reserves. This is a initial balance on payment system accounts for payouts to players and so on. So actually you have to freeze a part of your money. This is 15,000 for bankroll reserves and 15,000 for operational reserves, in order to supply some liquidity. But so it's 30,000 and the whole. The bad news come also from the bankroll amount. So we have to the Whitehead arrangement will require so you constantly maintain the liquidity level. So it doesn't mean you cannot drain the money from the company. You will have to make the adequate liquidity level about at least 25% higher than the total player's balance. So it means that you actually have to make yourself as a liquidity caution for the license holder in order for them to feel secure. So these extra conditions, 15,000 for bankroll reserves, 15,000 for operational reserves. I'm not talking about bankroll amount, liquidity. This is a whole another story. But still, to this date, we understand that the whole setup cost of Whitehead Casino is something close to 63,000, whereas in the case of Turnkey solution, this is close to 104,000. So the difference is roughly $40,000. 60 against 100. This difference is right now in favor of Whitehead Casino. Okay, coming down to monthly payments. This is a kind of, it goes by small font, and this is very interesting. So what is monthly payment? Monthly payment is something that you have to pay, for example, for maintaining the infrastructure, for hosting your applications, and so on and so on. So this is a monthly service fees, including IT support and so on. That are 3,000 per month in case both of Whitehead and Turnkey. But what's important is that in the case of a Whitehead Casino, you have to be thinking about paying gaming content minimum monthly fee for a bundle. So this is another €5,000 per month. Yet they charge them starting from the fourth month, so it kind of, deduction for you. But in the end of the year, you think you will pay 45,000 in a monthly fee for, gaming content monthly fees, and with this amount you are completely square. So in the end of the year, your cost of starting and maintaining a casino in a case with Whitehead and Turnkey solution will be really square. So what is this cost? Whitehead Casino will be totally adding really big portion of the money, is 45,000 in a minimum monthly fee. So we have them, and we have the total cost of starting and maintaining in the amount of roughly 140,000 euro in a case of Whitehead, and we have the same amount in the case of Turnkey solution. Plus, these are, you have to prepare this money and this all. Plus, you have to pay the part of your gaming revenue, GGR, as a service fee for all this stuff. So let alone 140,000 in a kind of flat fees, you have to also pay a percentage of your revenue share of your business revenues to them. This is 4.5% of your overall revenue. So if you generate 1 million euros, you will be paying 65,000 to them. And this is just the same in case of Whitehead and Turnkey solution. What also you have to be thinking about is that the casino game providers will also charge you a percentage of GGR. Roughly, it's about 13%. So, sorry. On the whole, you have to be thinking about giving away roughly roughly 20% of your GGR to game providers and also to casino platform, let alone 140,000 euro in setup and yearly maintenance fee as a flat payment. So what about the casino game providers? So game providers have different percentage of revenue share. The most expensive one is being net end. They're asking for 14%. The average is 13%. Some of them would also go down to like 11%. Let's look. 11% is for no limit city, and even 10% for pragmatic play, one of the biggest names. But still, they have this 10% revenue share. Yet they would ask you for 1,000, for 5,000 euro as a setup fee. So this is kind of, cumbersome and very complex structure of fees that you have to be thinking about when preparing your budget for a casino. In the end of the day, it will mostly be equal, your money, in the case of Whitehead or turnkey solution. But the difference is huge, because in the case of Whitehead, you'll be using their names, the companies. You only retain the domain name. In the head of turnkey, you'll be spending probably more time at the beginning, more efforts, more everything, but you will actually retain all by yourself, all to yourself. So it'll be a good starting point to further on building your brand. You can switch to other guys, you can make other arrangements, but this is a more holistic decision. So this is a kind of short explanation of how to budget, what kind of fee and payments to mind, and how it works. In the next video, I will share my ideas on how much money you as a casino owner can make. What is the calculation of your revenue, how it comes up on your income, what fees and payments you pay by month. So this is a continuation of this discussion. If you like this one, if you need my help, or just have a question or an answer, please drop me email. My email is on the website mycasinoindex.com, or give your comments here. Thank you for watching. Bye.